It's Afternoons with Sonia Feldhoff
on ABC Radio Adelaide, South Australia and Broken Hill.
Now, the LibrariesSA is doing this fantastic festival right through the month of July. It's called Firstival, and it's really encouraging you to get out to try something for the very first time. Now, it may be something really simple, but they're conducting workshops and opportunities within their library system. So check out your local library, see what they're offering. Maybe even if you want to travel, you can try a few things. And you can get to do something for the very first time. It could be something practical, could be something creative. It could be something on the front of food and wine. I think last week Deb spoke to someone about making your own beer. So there was something quite different that you probably wouldn't imagine how to learn in a library. But one thing perhaps that's a little bit more closer aligned to libraries is writing books. And I know that whenever you speak to people, you'll often hear someone say, I'd love to write a book one day. Maybe it's a novel, maybe it's something else. If you have ever thought it would be a good idea to write a book, you can have some help. If you've never written a book, there's a writer's workshop with Amanda Hampson at Brighton Library on July 26th. Amanda Hampson joins me now. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Sonia.
When did you write a book for the very first time?
I had my first book published my first novel published in 2005 when I was 50.
When you were 50?
So I had a bit of time to work up to it.
So you were actually living your life going, one day I want to write a book, and eventually you did.
Yes. Look, it was something I'd wanted to do since I was a kid. And I had been working on all sorts of other writing, copywriting. I wrote a couple of non-fiction books, but I had always wanted to write a novel. It's not easy to start that. I didn't know any writers. And I just got to a point in my 40s, when it was most difficult. I had young children and lots going on. Though I thought, if I don't start, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's why I think this festival is a fantastic idea.
Yeah, because there's never leftover time, is there?
No, that's right. And the more you put it off, actually, the harder it seems, I think.
Sometimes the task seems too overwhelming to sit down and write a whole book. So how do you make that first start, Amanda?
Well, I think I hate to draw on a tired analogy, but it is a bit like running a marathon. You don't just get up in the morning, run 42 kilometres. You just run 1 kilometre. It's exactly the same. You just start small. And so the idea of this workshop, which is called Smash Out Your Novel, which makes it probably sound very exciting, but it really is designed to overcome all that resistance and procrastination. So we go in, we just start working out different things that you've done in your life. We just work out a premise, we work out titles, we work out everything, and it's very fast-paced. So people don't have the chance to come in and get that kind of phobia that you get with a blank canvas, or where do I start, So it's a lot of fun. And, I think the most important thing if you want to write any sort of book, 2 important things. One is starting and the second is finishing.
Yeah. So start, stick at it and finish.
Yeah, exactly.
Smash out your novel. That's the course you could do as part of the Firstival. Is that what we're calling it? Yes, the Firstival, as part of LibrariesSA. Now, this writer's workshop will be at Brighton Library, and so you're keen to see people come along. What will you actually do on the day? Will that be just getting the outline of what you need to do, then you go off and get started? Presumably you can't write a whole novel in the one session.
No, but look, it's not going to be like being at school where you write a framework. I've just finished writing my 8th novel, and my 7th novel came out earlier in the year, The Tea Ladies. And, I think I don't write to a plot or a plan. So more important than that is getting excited about what the premise is of the book, what is the book about, who's in it. And once you get in touch with some of those, get some tips about how to continue, how to expand on that, how to keep going. That's what people go away with.
I'm talking with Amanda Hampson. Do you have to come to the session with an idea for a novel? Is it a
No,
problem?
not at all. No.
Not at all. So
it's helpful to come with a piece of paper because lots of people don't. Paper, pen, that's it.
And how long is the session on July 26th?
It goes from 10 till 1.
And what if someone doesn't want to write a novel? They want to write a non-fiction book, I'm asking.
Well, I suppose non-fiction, that is a little bit different because a non-fiction, obviously, being obvious, is going to be based on facts and research. There's probably 60% of this workshop that work for it, but it's really best if you want to do creative writing in the sense of fiction writing. That's what it's designed for.
All right. Well, if you've ever...
And so it's fun. It's just fun.
A lot of people have that thought. I think one day I'd love to sit down and write my novel. If you have had trouble keeping that promise to yourself, well, maybe head along to this writer's workshop. It's called Smash Out Your Novel at the Brighton Library on July 26th. What kept you from writing your novel till the age of 50, Amanda? What was stopping you, do you think?
I think lack of confidence. And look, when I was young, in my 20s, I tried and I felt as if I didn't have enough life experience. And then when I sort of knuckled down to it in my 40s, that had changed. So I think it is a great workshop for older people to do particularly, because I started to realise that, you know, my reading and my life experience and my empathy was way, way, way more developed by the time that I started working at it. And, you know, it was a dream run. I worked on it for 5 years, can I say, but then it went to Penguin and they said they'd like to publish it. So I didn't then have the 100 rejections. I don't have that story. And I think that's because the time was right.
Yeah, well, you didn't have time to wait, Amanda, did you? Amanda Hampson, thank you so much for that. She's a writer. She'll be conducting that workshop. It's called Smash Out Your Novel as part of the Firstival Festival at Brighton Library. All right, let's have some music, shall we? This is Blondie and Hanging by the Telephone.
I'm in the phone booth.